Welcome to Big and Hungry.
This is the Big and Hungry podcast. I know we don't have music yet, but we're going to get it. Or maybe we do. I don't know.
Do we still have our intro?
We have intros. No, we have a new intro. I like that other intro.
The new intro's crazy.
Send them that new intro, and then we have another intro coming. So the intro's a work in progress, everybody.
And the set is a work in progress, obviously. We're under construction.
Men
so at work.
Put that ladder up.
But we want to remind everybody, new episodes every Monday morning of Big and Hungry Podcast. Go to Bryan Callen's fan page, or Bryan Callen's YouTube page. Subscribe, rate, and review. And every Monday you can see it. And it will be out a week early on Patreon.
Patreon.com/Bryan Callen.
I want to tell everybody our next Zanies live taping will be Wednesday, March 3rd.
Nope, because March 3rd. Yeah. Yes, maybe March 3rd because I'll go to Jacksonville from there.
Wednesday, March 3rd will be our next next one. And then after that, we're going to be part of the Nashville Comedy Festival. And we're going to be doing another one on Wednesday, April 14th. That'll be a live taping in Nashville as well. So March and April, once again, and every fourth episode will be our live tapings.
I love it. I love it, guys. So there it is. And you want to do your dates? Because I know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be in Jacksonville, Florida, March 4, 5, and 6. I'll do Zanies. I'll be in Nashville, March 3rd. Yep. I'll be in Jacksonville, Florida, March 4, 5, and 6. And then I'll be in Omaha, Nebraska, March 11, 12, and 13. Funny Bone.
Beauty.
Comedy Zone in Jacksonville, Florida. Funny Bone in Omaha, Nebraska. Where are you going to be?
Beauty. First week of March, the 4th through the 6th, I'll be at the Atlanta Punchline. And then March 19, 20, I'll be in Austin, Texas at the Vulcan Gas Company. And then I think in April, I'll be at Port Charlotte, the 1st through the 3rd at the Comedy Zone.
Nice.
But again, I'll be at Zanies with you, which would be a lot of fun. That first one was so much fun. I can't wait for that one to be released.
Dude, that was so funny and such a fucking blast. And I was talking about you on the podcast I did on Fighter and Kid, and I was like, the fucking guy. It was so fun to watch because, you know, you've been performing in front of audiences for 25 years or something, and it was just so apparent.
Well, so are you.
It was just great, though. It was great to watch, and it was, you know, and then a guy named Theo Vaughn came on.
Who?
And fucking threw flames.
He's
great. A fucking flamethrower. Yeah. God damn, he was amazing.
Great dude. But I'll tell you, that was our first time on stage probably since Beachers.
Yeah,
or Palms, like the Playboy show we did years ago.
Incredible.
But
USO tour.
We've done USO tours, yeah. But I'll tell you, to actually like from 0 to 60, from A to Z, be on stage with somebody, you could have two hilarious people, but sometimes it's just oil and water. It just doesn't jive. But I'll tell you, that was so fucking fun. I was having a blast. The audience was having a great time, and I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait for people to see that episode.
Even the staff were like, we just sat back and watched, and it was such a breath of fresh air. It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was great.
You know, listen, I can't wait to put that out. I can't fucking wait. Yeah. That was greatness.
That's a great one, man. These have all been great, man. I've been having a total blast doing these. I've been so swamped with other projects the last few years. I haven't paid attention to my social media. I've been working on, you know, the film and getting that out, and all my energy is towards that. And then to have a blank slate and wondering, okay, well, what am I going to do next? And then this opportunity came along. It's been literally one of the most fun things I've done professionally, and it's been a great time hanging with you and reading the comments from everybody. It's really, really just reassuring that, you know, we leave here feeling pretty confident about it, but then you see in the positive reactions, it's like, all right, this is gonna be good, man.
Doing our job.
A lot of good. Yeah.
A couple guys doing our job. My buddy called me up and he said, I don't know how you do it. Like you just can be funny. You guys can just come up with shit and just talk about shit and never run out of stuff to talk about. I'm like, professionals. It's because we're professionals.
Well, it's a lot easier when you have the National Geographic.
Well, yeah,
right here next to me.
Yeah. Any questions you have about animals, you go ahead and ask. Go ahead and ask me.
I'm fascinated by that, but I would ask everybody if you can take a second on my social media, it's at Steve Byrne Live, and give me a follow. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
follow we'll be hitting the road, and then we're gonna be hitting the road together too. So
fuck yeah, we are.
Yeah,
got to sell them tickets, motherfucker. You goddamn right. You ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Well, let's not. It's fine. We can figure it out. But well, here we are. Steve Byrne is luckily snowed in.
Snowed in.
I was in Dallas And I was, if I look a little skinny, it's because for the past 2 days, I've been eating Pringles in the dark because my hotel lost power.
If I look like an Asian Kathy Bates, it's because I've been snowed out of my home and I've been eating, again, like a fucking 8th grader.
You have.
That raided the pantry, and I went to Hi-Ho Cheeseburger today.
But your face looks thinner. I'll be honest with you.
No.
No?
No.
I feel like it does. It might be the black is slimming.
The black is slimming. That's right. This is my cover-up for a while.
Yeah, the black is slimming. Well, I was, the thing about Texas, I like Texas. Sorry, I speak Spanish. Texas.
I have no idea.
Yeah, sorry about that. Think about Texas. Texas.
Okay.
Texas.
Yeah.
Back to English.
I love the ribs. I love the
podcast
ribs
as well.
that they serve at the Tejas Roadhouse.
Oh, the
that you can
Texas
find
Roadhouse.
in any major city. Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Yeah, I got there in a blizzard, in a snowstorm.
That's right.
I mean, a snowstorm.
Well, you did Louder with
Crowder,
right? Yeah.
Yep. Who I love, Steve.
Yep.
I love Steve Crowder. Steve Crowder is a fucking smart guy.
Yeah.
He gets knocked for being this right wing. He's not far right.
Yeah.
Steve is just he's a Christian, so he tends to be conservative that way. But for the most part, that dude does his fucking homework. You get in a debate. The thing I like about Steve is that he can argue from the liberal point of view, the conservative point of view. He can go way left on you, way right. He knows both sides of the argument.
Right.
He just happens to lean right, but he is a fucking 33-year-old smarty pants. He's so smart.
Yeah, I like the
smart.
videos where he'd go to college campuses.
Oh, change my mind or whatever. And,
yeah. And I just thought that's such a great look. You're just sharpening your tool. It's like doing crowd work.
Yes.
And so you get to see the redundancies in people's viewpoints and everything. And he's just poking holes. That's all he's doing.
That's all he's doing.
It's really admirable to watch that because I like watching both perspectives. I really do. And I think he's
his show is huge.
Just a gifted guy. Yeah.
His show is huge. Maybe we move to Dallas and do our show there. Who knows, guys?
Who knows?
Yeah, but see, the thing about Texas is that it's a great state, except for super cold sometimes and way too hot other times. California spoils you. Go on. What were you
I was just fixated on the camera.
Oh.
I was doing something visually. It was a visual joke.
Okay.
So that people see me and I'm just, I do it. But
I understand.
But yeah.
I understand.
How are you doing?
I'm good because I was the last plane out of there. What happened was when I was supposed to do Louder with Crowder on Wednesday as well, and I looked at the weather report and I went, "Oh, this is not going to go my way here."
Yeah,
and I could be stuck in Dallas or the outskirts thereof, actually, with zero heat or electricity in my hotel room for the 3rd and 4th day.
And why is that? Because of all the energy, the energy shift in Texas towards green energy, windmills, solar panels, and the windmills are frozen.
Yeah,
people don't have heat.
Correct.
And that's where they are.
So here's what I have to say, you fucking dummies. Nuclear energy, everybody. Nuclear energy. If you're afraid of Fukushima, make them smaller reactors. I don't know how you do that because it's been a while since I've brushed up on my.
And Fukushima is a variant of the Kung Flu. Is that correct?
God damn it, Steve!
Coming through. Look at that. That's
coming through.
Classic burn.
Sickadoosh.
Classic burn.
We need the offshoot of the carbon footprint of nuclear energy. Oh, it's zero. There's no waste.
Right.
There's waste, but it's like you can maintain that. And nuclear energy is clean. It's really reliable, and France is on it. But when you have these fucking turbines that freeze up, etc., you got problems. I don't know if that's the reason. That's what I'm hearing.
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
But until we get renewable energy as good as nuclear energy, which is clean as fuck, there is a way to make nuclear energy, I would imagine, very safe. I get that you can have this 3 Mile Island, Fukushima, Chernobyl, but we weathered that, didn't we?
Right.
And, so I don't know.
Well, we got a lot of great X-Men movies out of Chernobyl.
Yes, we did.
There's a lot of variant superhero films where mutants are formed out of Chernobyl.
That's right. A lot more people died of extreme cold and from weather problems than they did of nuclear radiation. I'll tell you that much. And not to mention a fucking sanctuary in Texas with primates. One chimpanzee You know how I feel about the chimpanzee. Roasted that.
Who says
But amongst
chimpanzee
The French.
like is the French?
c'est
Okay.
le chimpanzee. Hein. Mais regardez là-bas, c'est un chimpanzee. Et c'est très fort. Il est très, très fort. Fais attention avec le chimpanzee. Parce qu'il il peut... prenez-toi et casse ton dos. Crac. Comme ça. Il fait comme ça. Crac. Clac. Et après, il te mange. Il te mange. Ton visage.
How are you so fluent in
Ton visage. It'll eat your face.
It'll eat your face.
Yeah.
How are you so fluent? I know you spent time there.
No, I lived.
You weren't there?
I lived in Lebanon as a kid. So,
Okay. What did the French occupy that territory?
Yes, it was a Phoenician port, and it was. In fact, I think after Napoleon
Right.
invaded Egypt, he then took over Lebanon. I have to look that up.
Well, it'd be fascinating that language still permeates there, and then you know that the French are so embedded in New Orleans, and it's literally the worst accent
Yeah.
in the whole
That's
country.
Creole.
People say
Creole.
Boston. I'm like, a Creole accent is
Yeah.
disturbing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the
sure
accent
is.
of your nightmares.
Bring up a Creole accent. I want to hear that on YouTube.
You're in a dark
YouTube.
alley, and you hear someone speaking Creole.
Oh yeah.
It's a yard sale in your pants.
Well, even Nolans,
Everything must go.
Nolans accent when the guy said, "We like to party out here. We like to party. Y'all party in Los Angeles, but we like to party down here." I was like, "Bro, you're getting creepy as fuck. I'm gonna end up in some taxidermy shop stuffed with a." Fucking,
And what would the pose be that you would request if you were to be stuffed?
Well, obviously, and of course, fists clenched, elbows akimbo, and both fists locked to my hips. Both fists locked to my hips. That's how, dude. And I would be in a 3/4 squat, so that the taxidermist gets the kind of definition in my quads that I fucking earned.
Striations.
Well,
striations.
I'm not going to some bullshit taxidermist. You
Right.
get my striations, and I don't care if you got to use some silicone to shoot under my skin, but get the striations, because I've worked way too hard to go to the underworld or the overworld or the upper world, wherever I'm going, and not be rewarded with an effigy. Essentially, I want to leave an imprint.
Would you want an open casket with your shirt off?
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah, I would. Here we go. Let me hear this.
Comment moi gagne petit fille et mon petit boob. Et moi pas gagne temps pour assis avec lui. Ou mon petit fille pour faire prendre la français.
See, they butchered the French language.
Fallait prendre la français, livre pas.
Yeah, that's a heavy.
Mais nous autres parlent français et parlent anglais. C'est
Wow.
mêlé.
I speak
You know?
French and I speak English.
Because nous avons commencé l'anglais and then changer la français and changer back.
People
anglais.
say-
I start with English. I change to French. And I start
Nous
go
autres
to English
ça va
again.
peut-être tourner à quelque chose d'autre.
He may not just be.
It's the language of romance,
Yeah, look at that.
the French language, and
Look at
he literally looks like
And mon travail est 7 jours par semaine.
Deadliest Catch.
14 l'heures.
Can't be missing any
en plus
meals.
que ça,
All right, that's good.
chaque
Thanks,
jour.
buddy.
So, c'est bon.
Sometimes I'll see a guy who's super heavy with great hair. Yeah.
You just jealous.
Yeah.
Look what you did to
I'm
yourself.
weird with that. When I see I saw a
great
dude
hairline?
on the plane on the way back from. Oh, so we got on. So Dallas, we get there and all the flights are canceled except for my 4:30 flight.
Yeah.
And I can't. I'm like, well, they're going to cancel it, and I'm going to be stuck in Texas with nowhere to go. And they were short a flight attendant who didn't make it, and 3 hours later they found a flight attendant, and the storm was coming in. And the guy showed me his phone. He goes, "We got a storm coming in 20 minutes."
We got to go.
And yeah, and we made it. We made it the fuck out of there, and everybody started clapping. Everybody's like, ah. They were like, ah. It was crazy, man. Once we hit the air, we were in the
Last
air.
chopper out of Saigon.
Yeah, and then the pilot had a seizure, and he goes, "Does anybody know how to fly the plane?" And I know, and I was like, "I got it, guys, I got it." and my shirt
Cue lightning bolt.
Yeah, and this for whatever reason, there was a nail sticking out of the fucking, as I ran, the nail caught and it ripped my shirt off.
Yeah.
And
there was a terrorist cell on the plane too. Is that correct? We're getting to that. I'm sorry. I'm jumping.
No, it's okay because, but in fact, it's so funny you say that because the terrorists had put a gas into the cockpit, which is why the pilot went into a seizure, and my fucking shirt got ripped off, and as I was running, and you know that one of the things I work on, the two things I work on in the gym, the two things I neglect are my biceps and my chest because I don't need them. Because I don't need him for fighting. I don't need him for combat. I don't need him for living. Okay? I don't need him for fucking. You do use your triceps if you power fuck if you're holding yourself up. I'm more sensual than that because I believe in the yin and the yang of life. I believe in going hard when they're a terrorist, and I believe in going soft when it counts, right? And that's a whole different thing. So my back, when my back, which looks like a barrel of snakes, right?
Of course, yes.
And as I'm running, I heard there was it's so embarrassing because there was a collective like, ooh, I know, it's so embarrassing. That's so fucking embarrassing. I'm trying to stop a terrorist and you're like,
well, I remember
you're seeing my back and you go, ooh.
The stewardesses, they go, oh my God, he's so sexy. And then the guy in first class goes, and he's also a goddamn American hero.
Well, and because I had a first class seat and I gave it to a veteran.
You just can't be tough.
No, I gave it to a veteran. It's all right. It's all right. I can't be topped. And then the veteran was going to take it. And then I saw a pregnant woman and I said, hey, bro. I got him up.
What's your blood pressure? What do we work with? Give me coffee.
I had to deliver the baby.
Yeah.
So I had to deliver the baby with my shirt off, and somebody's fucking service dog smelled the placenta and started wanting. It was a big dog, and so I had to stop the dog. So I'm holding the dog from eating the baby as I'm delivering the baby. I gotta bite the umbilical cord. I gotta tie the umbilical cord with one hand, which I know from field surgery. I give her the baby. I congratulate her. I'm not even left-handed.
Which is crazy.
Anyway, and so I flew the plane.
By the way, women...
and I didn't. And ask me what I did ask me what I did with the fucking terrorists.
Well, I was going to ask what you did with the placenta, because I know some people find nutritional value in it.
They do.
And I assume you needed something to take care of. No, did you?
No, I do intermittent fasting. Yeah. So I gave it to the fucking dog, and now the dog is mine. And that poor person is suffering from anxiety. And she's got to go off.
He's tying it all together.
I am.
The puppet master, Bryan Callen, is taking the story.
And there were 3 terrorists. And they were in the cockpit. And they had weapons. Ask me what I did.
Brian, what did you do?
I changed their minds. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I changed their mind.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I always thought it was so funny.
I did that by speaking to their heart, not their brain. Yeah.
Gentlemen, what are we doing here?
First of all, bring it in. Because this is a tough one for all of us.
It's how you reason.
That's right. It's a tough one. Yeah, I bring it in, and then I go, "What do you want to talk about? What's your ideology?" Okay, can I poke some holes in it? Can I ask some questions? And and that's what I do. And I led him to the promised land.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you named the baby after one of them, correct?
I sure did. Yeah. And now he is together with the woman. She ended up cheating on her husband.
With you?
Yeah. No, with the terrorist. Yeah.
Good.
So I broke that family up. All right. What were you going to ask?
These are the scenarios that run through your head all the time, though. I would assume anywhere you are, you're hoping for a moment to be a hero, to break out.
It's all I want.
And your shirt rips off.
Well, I always I swear to God, I was getting Pringles when everything was shut down, and I was in Dallas. And I thought, there's such a nice lady who was giving us her stuff, and I thought to myself, if somebody came in here with a gun and robbed this place, I know I'm on video. I must. And so what I do is I plan it. I literally am like, would I use this? Would I use something to hit him in the head? Would I just try to hit where in the back of the head would I hit him, or would I tackle him? And there's 1,000 things that go through my mind.
You become Jackie Chan. You're using the room against the villain.
Yeah, you have to be ready. Assess situational awareness, Stephen. Situational awareness.
Yes.
Sorry. So yes, the answer is that's what I'm always thinking about, how I'm going to save lives and be a hero. And
okay. Do you remember that Mark Wahlberg quote? He was supposed to be on that flight on 9/11, and he said if he was on that flight, that plane never would have gone down.
Did he say that? Find that for me, because if he did, that really hurts my feelings. You're not allowed to say that. He got
some backlash for it, but I always thought that's one of the. It's just like, dude, you play that stuff in movies. It's a different situation. Who knows? Maybe we would have put up a fight, but
but you can never say that until you're in that situation. Yeah. You know, the thing about it is that.
Okay, so what's going on, guys? We got a problem here? You guys got an issue? What are we doing? We tried to take down the plane? You getting in the cockpit? I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. I'm out of underwear, okay? I'm out of underwear. You want some good vibrations in there? You want me to get the funky bunch? You guys got a box cutter?
That's a very good Mark Wahlberg.
Thank you very much, man.
In a situation,
I appreciate it, man.
In a situation.
Yeah, there's a desperation and a whisper with Mark Wahlberg.
Now I'm going to be a terrorist. I'm going to hit you, and the line is, "You just hurt my feelings."
Okay. You just hurt my feelings, bro. You just hurt my feelings.
Cut. Mark, bro is not in the. You can't say bro.
Okay.
It's really good. It's very good. Now I believe that he would have done something. You can never. You're not allowed to say that.
Hit me again. Hit me again. Ready?
Yeah. Notice how my hits are.
There's a follow through on that.
Yeah.
Feel it. Come on. Can you feel it, baby? I can too. Yeah.
That's good. It's fucking good.
Yeah, he said he was almost on it. And do you have the quote? Oh,
if I was on that plane.
If I was on that plane with my kids, it wouldn't have went down like that, okay? There would have been a lot of blood in the first class cabin. And then me saying, okay, we're going to land somewhere safely.
He had to have been joking.
Don't worry.
He had to have been joking.
That's a quote, dude. That's a quote. That's him saying it.
Wow.
And then this is him afterwards. This is classic Hollywood, right? You can't say those things. To speculate about a situation is ridiculous to begin with, and to suggest I should have done anything differently. The passengers on the plane was irresponsible. I deeply apologize to the families of the victims, and that answer came off as insensitive. It was certainly not my intention.
You know what? I like him now. I accept his apology.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I like the way he said it.
Who wouldn't think that, though? Who wouldn't think that?
Yeah.
In the aftermath, I think your blood's boiling. You're red-blooded American, and just like every dream scenario that you're in, he would think the same thing. But I think that he would be more apt to believe that he could do those things because he's been doing those things on celluloid half of his life.
Yeah.
So I understand why he'd say that.
Yeah,
this is years ago. Why he took out an Asian's eyeball, that I don't agree with.
Yeah, when he was like 15, though. I mean, the problem is that
who hasn't taken out a minority's eyeball at 15, correct? I mean, who hasn't?
It turns out that he didn't blind that guy. It turns out that guy was already blind. Do you know that?
But he lost an eyeball.
No, it turns out that guy was already blind. So that was bullshit too. So
it was?
Yeah, but I don't know even know if he said that, but the guy was blind.
Did Mark Wahlberg tell you that?
They were talking about it, and apparently the guy, they caught up with him, he said, no, I had been blind before that. I got hit and stuff. But
okay.
But the bottom line is that what we know, and the reason that SWAT teams, Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, the reason those guys do train,
right?
And then when they do blunt force training, which is like you'll be in a safe house, in a sort of a makeshift shelter or whatever, and guys are coming in and they're going to shoot you with wax bullets.
Right.
It hurts like a motherfucker.
Right.
Your heart's beating. Yeah, and so they train you. They try to train you to see, because you're going to sink to the level of your training.
Right.
Like in a crisis situation, you are going to sink to the level of your training. Okay, no matter what it is. And I almost got in a fight about I don't know, 3 weeks ago.
You did?
With a guy, a homeless guy who was big, strong, and he was in his underwear.
Wait,
I swear to God.
How are you? Okay,
and
I got my ass kicked by a homeless guy once in college.
No, this guy was my buddy said, you squared up with that guy. And I did. And I
How did it start?
he had a tent he had a whole structure that wasn't in front of my house. I was like, you can't have a structure here because you can't. And I was trying to be nice, and he gets out and tries to fight me. And my buddy was there. My buddy got, rightfully afraid because the guy was, kind of. But I planted my vote, and I was like, I'm gonna go, right?
Yeah.
I was really afraid. I think about this. I practice it. I was afraid. Like I didn't tell anybody, but I got nervous. Like my legs got numb and weak, but I had.
And when was the last time you were in a situation like this? I assume it's been quite a while. Okay, so the nerves come back.
Because you're never in these situations, right? And you're also not that mad. And also, this guy's crazy and all this stuff. And if I thought I came to my senses, I found that he was just bluffing. He wasn't really going to do anything. Right. But I was there. And I was measuring, and I was like, I'm gonna do something. So I remember I was actually very afraid, as you should be. I don't know if he's gonna bite me. I don't know anything about that guy. He's big, he's strong, he's crazy, and he's in his underwear.
And he stinks.
And yeah,
that's another element of surprise.
He was very dirty. There was a lot of, but I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about, where am I gonna hit this guy, and what's gonna happen after that. Right. Because if I hit him and it doesn't work, we're in a real situation here. Yeah. He might have a knife, whatever it is. The bottom line is, I was an idiot for putting myself in that situation, but also that was just that, and I was terrified. Mm-hmm. Okay? I was fucking afraid. I didn't admit it, but I was really afraid. You are in a situation on a plane where 4 guys, I don't know who they are, and they have box cutters, and they're cutting people's throats.
Right.
And they have weapons, and you're like, what? And you got 4 dudes with weapons. With you don't know what the fuck you do. That's a terrifying situation, because all your training, if you see blood, if you're seeing people who are dead and getting cut up, you're facing life and death. All your training goes out the window. You get tunnel vision. You don't know you have no strength in your arms. Yeah. You don't know what the fuck is going on. It's very hard unless you've trained for that, and nobody has. And from the people that I've talked to, like, the one thing about people who've seen combat firefights, you probably, some of them, one of the things they don't talk about is, like my one buddy said, it doesn't suck. It doesn't suck when you win, because it's life and death. It doesn't suck, but it's fucking always terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know a UFC fighter who isn't terrified when that cage locks. It's terrifying.
Sure.
So
all the enforcers in the NHL, they always said the same thing. They always get butterflies. They didn't want to do it, but that was their role on the team.
Yeah.
And when you're in those situations, I remember reading a book called Emergency years ago by, I believe it was Lee Strauss. And he said, when a situation occurs, there's 3 things people do. They run away. They run towards it to see if they can help, and then there's the bystanders that are frozen. And I think there's like a certain number. It's like 80% of people just freeze, and within that percentage, they perish because they don't act. So if you run away, you're giving yourself the opportunity to live. Run towards it, you're trying to help the situation. And most human beings, for some reason, will go into a state of shock and observe and sit there. And I think that's what's fascinating these days, is that book was written prior to the day and age of this. Anytime I've seen a situation, I've never pulled my phone out. I react. Like the other day.
Yeah, you do.
2 days ago, I saw, my buddy brings this up all the time. We were in Toronto, and I saw a woman get drilled at an intersection. Her food went flying up, and a Jeep hit her.
Holy shit.
And we were on spring break. We were in college.
Wait, so she got hit by a car?
She got hit by a car in Toronto.
She was in a car?
She was walking, pedestrian walking through the crosswalk.
And then she got hit by a Jeep again?
She got hit by a Jeep. She got hit by a Jeep crossing the crosswalk.
Yeah.
Jeep plows into her. I saw food fly up. I run over. I see this woman laying on the ground. The Jeep goes in reverse around her and takes off.
Oh, no.
I sprint down the street like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
I didn't have my shirt off like you would want, and then I caught up to him. He hit a red light, and I stood in the middle of the street. I go, turn around. You're not going anywhere. Turn around. And he goes, no, I'm going to turn around. I'm do it here. Do it right now. I'm standing right here. You can't go anywhere. I will not let you go. He gunned it, and it was a game of chicken. And I tuck and rolled out of the thing.
Holy shit.
And then I caught up to him at like 3 more lights up. He got caught another red light. This is downtown Toronto.
Did you have your phone?
I ran. There were no cell phones. So I ran, this is college, I ran into a bank and I called 911 and I wrote down the license plate and I said, is that north or south or east, west? And the woman told me, I go, that guy just hit a car. And I called the cops and said, I hit a woman. Yeah. And then, give him the license plate in which direction he was heading in. And I think nowadays, if you saw something like that,
piece of shit?
I have no idea. I don't know.
What a piece of shit.
But I got the Canadian Medal of Honor on my spring break. I don't know if that
part's true.
That is true.
Okay.
And I got laid so much.
Okay, man,
like I was
know.
an honorary Toronto Maple Leaf for the day.
I don't know.
Yeah, and they retired my jersey to the rafters.
I don't know about that part.
I swear to God. And but nowadays something like that happens, you got 100 kids pulling their phones out and doing this stuff as opposed to strictly reacting. You know, react, help, or
well, what happened there? Like I can see that's something I can totally see you do because sometimes you have a righteous mind. Like you have strong sense of right and wrong, and you know the difference. And when you are outraged by an injustice, that is courage. So when you know you're right, when you know you're fucking in the right, it's emboldening.
Right.
It's like you just feel you're brave. You're like, fuck, this is wrong, and I'm coming after that motherfucker. You know.
Right.
That's the one thing that I will fight over is that kind of a bully. I hate a bully.
Yep.
I hate a fucking bully. If I see somebody being bullied, man, those are the times I've done violent stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and surprised the shit out of the people I was with.
Yeah.
Because I just react.
Yeah.
I just do crazy shit. I've done 2 really crazy shit things because they were, and both times, one guy threatened this woman I was with just out of nowhere. He was crazy. I didn't realize it, but I went physically ballistic on him.
Wow.
Because you guys, I'll tear your fucking out, you know, and blah, blah. And without going into the details of it all, but I didn't even hesitate because I was so righteous. I was so angry. It's when you see fucking guns though, man, when people pull out a gun and you hear that. I saw a shooting. Thank God he missed the guy. Dude, I was in my car and I literally watched this guy unload a clip into a car. Yep. Right on New York? Vermont Avenue, right before you get on the 10. Oh yeah, right before you get on the 10. At 4 p.m. in a strip mall in the parking lot. And he just goes, gush, 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 gush. It was this a Mexican kid or a Latin kid with they were in this beat up Honda, 2 other guys, and he had his glasses. He was wearing his glasses on the back of his head. And he just went bang, 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 and then just stood and looked and then got in his car and drove away. And I turned and there's a cop right next to me.
Oh, God.
And the cop's on his computer. I go, did you see that? He shot a Glock. Did you see that? And he goes, what? I go, that guy just shot into that car. And the cop looked and they pulled this way and the cop was not able to get it. And he kind of just got on his radio. But he didn't chase them because it's only one guy and those are 3 guys. And they definitely have guns, and they're definitely going to shoot back at you.
Right, yeah.
But it was just so interesting, and I was like,
it's so funny. The cops don't want you on your phone, and meanwhile, half the time they're playing on a laptop in their cars.
Yeah, you know? It was a long time ago, but I remember I was just like, what? But by the way, it was so interesting because everybody in that strip mall literally just stood and watched. Nobody moved. Everybody just watched the guy. Would? Yeah. What are you going to do? Disarm him?
Yeah, you're going to tackle him?
No.
You're going to get shot.
Yes.
And I think, especially when you're in your 20s, you think you're a little more cavalier about what you would do. But I think when you get to a certain age and you have a family and kids, for sure, these days with 2 kids, it's like, I want to go home and see them at night. I don't want to put myself in a situation. I want to diminish risk in every possibility that I may find myself. Diminish risk, get home, see your kids. That's what I want to do.
People have weapons. I don't want to use my hands. I don't know what the fuck. If anyone has a small knife, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Or a gun.
But these days, everybody knows something too. Like half the people out there watch UFC. So I'm getting put in an arm bar. I'm put to sleep, and then all of a sudden it's on YouTube. It's like it's a no-win situation these days to have a physical altercation.
I watch these real life situations where this guy you see this big guy, and I don't know if he's drunk or whatever, and these 2 dudes are sitting, these 2 regular guys. It was in Latin America somewhere, and this big guy comes up and just starts kind of confronting these 2 guys. And then you see the waitress try to pull his arm away, and he pulls his arm back like this, and he's kind of over them. Yeah. And he kind of moved. I think he kind of pushes one of their drinks over. And these two guys who were smaller, they got up. Yeah. And they got in his face.
Yeah.
And then you see the one guy and you go, oh, this guy is way too calm for this. This motherfucker.
The big guy.
No.
Oh, the two small guys?
Small. They're not small.
They know something.
They
then.
know something.
Yeah.
And they get in his face, and now you see the big guy kind of going, "Oh, wait a minute, and he gets turned around and backed against the wall.
Yeah.
And then the big guy comes walking more out, and they start having more of a conversation. And you see one of the guys reach into his bag, and the next thing you know, you just see him. You just see him do goo 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 like that, and he cut his fucking throat, and the blood is just in the carotid artery, just goes everywhere. And the guy, this guy was breaking it down. He goes, "You see how he's touching his neck? He touched his neck twice. He was assessing the target. He'd probably done it before." It's this guy Byron Rogers, and I was watching this, and it's like, you don't know who you. This big dude chose a couple killers.
Yeah.
To fuck with.
Yeah.
And that guy had a knife, and he'd probably done that before.
Right.
And then he did it, and then got his knapsack, looked back at the guy as he fell into the chairs dead or dying.
Right.
And went, "See ya. Sorry about the mess on the street." And they just kind of casually walked off. That shit's scary, man.
There was a video I remember watching, and it took place in Chicago. I love security camera fight footage.
Yes.
So there's this video of this guy. He's by himself. He's in Chicago. He's from some bar in Chicago, and he's talking to two girls. You see him. He just walks up to these two girls. They're laughing. They're having a good time. And then some guy, these two or three guys come into the frame. There's three guys actually, and they start giving this guy a hard time. And you can't. There's no audio.
I love this.
Do you remember? Did you see this video?
Oh, it's fucking great.
It's every guy's dream.
Bang, bang, just fucking hits.
Oh my God. And not
knocks
just
him out.
Drops them. Oh my God. You want to hear the greatest fight story?
Then runs the fuck out?
Runs the fuck out. This is the greatest fight story I've ever seen in my life, in person. So at the Comedy Cellar, Sherrod Small and I, we would go out every now and then. Sherrod is just he's a Comedy Cellar staple, okay? Great guy, great personality. Always did stuff on like Best Week Ever on VH1 and stuff.
Yeah, I like Sherrod.
Great dude. So we would go out and indulge in the spirits, as they say, afterwards. And Sherrod was never shy with the ladies. He did quite well with the girls, right?
Very well with the ladies.
So there's one night we go out, and he's got this gorgeous blonde with him, and he's like, "Come on out with us." I was like, "Okay, I'll get a drink with you." We go out. Now, before we left the Comedy Cellar, as you know, the best chicken wings in the country are at the Comedy Cellar. He gets a bag of chicken wings.
His piece is legendary. I've heard his piece is legendary.
Yeah, his last name is meant to be throw the scent off.
Yeah.
Sherrod Small. It's meant to make you feel comfortable.
Sherrod Small. That's
but believe me,
oxymoron. You know what I mean? Yes. Oxymoron. That's a head fake. What this? What this little thing? This little thing? Yeah.
Oh, that's flaccid.
Yeah. It's
Let me just.
That thing's so big. It's got an echo. Oh.
So he gets his chicken wings to go, and we go to this bar on like the 50s, I remember. And so it's Sherrod, this gorgeous girl, myself, and these two guys across the bar. It's like a U-shaped bar, and we're hanging out, and these guys are just staring at Sherrod and giving him it. And he's like, "What the hell's these guys' problems or whatever?" And Sherrod goes, "You guys got a problem?" And they're like, "Yeah, we do got a problem, whatever." And it was basically like a racial thing because he was with this gorgeous white girl. So these guys are giving Sherrod guff.
Was this in the 50s? When was this?
I know, like they're just going to turn up their collars.
Sherrod's black.
Sherrod's black, yeah. So Sherrod doesn't. He's like, "You got a problem?" They're like, "Yeah, I got a problem." "Yeah, you shouldn't be with that girl." "I shouldn't be with that girl." "Let's go. Let's fucking do this right now." Sherrod's like, "Let's go outside right now." And
what?
And I'm like, "Sherrod, let's just go." He's like, No. I'm gonna fuck these guys up. I'm gonna fuck them up. Sherrod walks outside. He's holding his chicken wings, by the way. He took his wings with him. Okay, so he goes outside, and the one guy comes up to Sherrod. He goes, "Hey man, bap." The guy drops.
Sherrod,
bap.
I got respect.
Right on the jaw.
I got respect.
This guy crumples. The next guy comes over. He's like, "Hey man, what the bang?" Hit him in the jaw. The second guy in the jaw. The buddy passed out on top of his buddy. I stood there like, whoa, because I was ready to help.
Yeah.
Sherrod goes back in with the chicken wings. Still has the chicken wings. Sits down with the girl. I sit down. He goes, "Another round, please." Pops open the wings and starts eating them.
I didn't know this about Sherrod. I got to shake his hand.
It was literally.
Has he boxed or anything?
I think he had some boxing training back in the day because I know him and Tony Rock are super tight. They call each other cousins. Tony boxed for a long time out of Brooklyn.
I didn't know Tony
and
did.
Dude, you want to hear an embarrassing story about Tony?
Yeah.
So Tony and I, obviously, we're all at the Cellar, right? So Tony moves to L.A. and he's getting a new place. He's on the sitcom on like UPN or WB that Will Smith's producing. Okay, and I was out here doing something and. Tone's like, hey, come over, see my place, whatever. So Tony's like, I just moved in. I don't have a bed. I got to get a bed. So we got lunch and then we found his bed, right? And then, I go back to New York. So I'm at the Cellar and I'm at the table, okay? I just bought a digital camera. I was so excited to like start taking pictures and stuff. And I put it in my bag that was sitting over in the corner. And Tony's sitting there reading the newspaper. And I go, hey, Tone, can you throw me my bag? Can you pass me my bag? He goes, yeah, and he just chucks it, and it misses, and it falls on the ground. I go, dude, I just got a digital camera, man. I think you might have broken it. He goes, I don't give a fuck. And he was just joking or whatever. So I took the newspaper, and I crumpled it up. Whatever he was reading, I just crumpled it up. He goes, hey, man, there's a fucking review of my fucking TV show in there, you piece of shit. I was like, oh, man, I'm sorry. And then Tone came over, and he went, pop, 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 and he gave me 3 body shots. And I was up against the bar, and I was like... It kind of like, I was more shocked that he hit me than anything. And I was up against, and Ben Bailey, Cash Cab, gets in there. He's like, guys, no. And Tone, 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. Man, fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you, man. Brooklyn, I'm going to fuck you up. Brooklyn's in the house. And he's walking out.
He's joking.
No, he's serious.
To you.
Yeah. So Ben's carrying him.
You ripped his...
I crumpled up his newspaper.
After he threw your thing.
After he threw my thing, yeah.
And so he hit you.
So he hit me, pop, pop, pop. But again, I was more shocked that he hit me than anything.
I'm seeing both these guys in such a different light.
But Ben Bailey's dragging him out, okay? And Tony's hitting the lamps on the way out. I remember hitting the lamps and people were eating. He's like, fuck you, motherfucker. Brooklyn's going to get you. Brooklyn's going to fuck you up. This is what I say to him. You ready? This is what I said to him. All the comics are watching. The whole restaurant's quiet. The wait staff, everybody stopped. I go, dude, I just helped you pick out a bed.
Did you?
That's what I fucking said. Ben Bailey stopped. He goes, what the fuck did you just say, Steve? I go, oh, Jesus.
Did you make up with Tony, though?
Of course.
What a bummer.
As soon as we go outside, he goes, hey, man, I my bad. I go, dude, I love you. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was your newspaper review. He's like, I didn't know your camera was in there. I wouldn't have done that. And, next thing you know, we're off to the races. But
damn, that's like Tony must have been having a bad day.
That's what I fucking said to him. I just helped you pick out a bed.
So Tony boxed?
Tony boxed, yeah. Tony boxed. And he's got the physique of like a boxer. You look at him. He's always been in good shape. Tony. But yeah, he's a great dude.
I like him
fucking
and I like
funny.
Sherrod. And I got new respect for both those guys.
Sherrod, I've never seen anything like it in my life. Ping down. Ping down.
Wow.
I was like, whatever you want, it's on me, man.
And those guys didn't come back in.
Oh, no. They were asleep.
Wow.
They were asleep. Jeez. And then Sherrod went back in.
Yeah.
Just ate his chicken wings.
God damn. I carry a taser. Zant.
Do you?
No. I'd like to. I wish I could tame bees or wasps.
Excuse me?
And just have a small wasp and somebody's fucking me. I go, get him. Sick of it. That would be so cool. If I was like, Tricky, go get him. I'd call him Tricky. Tricky. I'm like, you fucking guy. You just see me go, motherfucker, man.
I'm from Pittsburgh, so I call my Steely McMeam.
Steely McMeam?
Steely McBeam. That's
Steely
the Steelers
McBeam.
mascot. Yeah.
Oh, God, it's good.
Go get him, Steely McBeam.
I'd have something really obvious. Stingy. But what would I keep my wasp in?
Ouchies?
I keep him in a fanny pack in some special little thing. Yeah. And I just go... Stingy. Get him. I'd have to put some kind of scent on the guy. I'd be like, oh, dude. And I just fling a little tiny like liquid and the wasp would know. And I just go, and it just go, Sunday! Especially if it was a tarantula hawk. Oh, a tarantula hawk would be amazing.
What's a tarantula hawk?
Well, they kill tarantulas.
It's a hawk that literally...
No, it's a wasp. It's that and the bullet ant.
How the
are some of the
like
most painful
literally
stings in the world, and the females And they're big as fuck.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and you know.
That's fucking
you're in
massive.
big trouble. You're in big trouble. They're not
How do you
aggressive.
know these things?
I know everything about animals.
Seriously, I think
problem.
your father left you at the Museum of Natural History
I've always been obsessed
during a
with
holiday weekend.
Yeah.
And you fucking memorized everything and became friends
Always
with them.
obsessed with them. Look at the size of that fucking thing.
What is that called? A
That's
tarantula hawk?
Tarantula hawk, yeah.
Where are they?
Well,
in Africa,
in
I assume?
California. They're in California. They're in Arizona. They're in New Mexico. They're in Utah. They're all over the West.
Dude, that's...
Yeah, and they're in South Africa. They actually have a genus of tarantula hawk, Pepsis wasps, and they will fuck you up. The bullet ant...
What the fuck is that?
That looks like a camel spider.
A tarantula hawk dragging a huntsman spider.
Oh, yeah. So it killed that spider.
Oh
and
my!
It stung it,
What
and
the
it's dragging it into its lair where it can, I think, lay its egg, and it'll lay. Now there's another kind of wasp that lays its egg in a tarantula, and it zombifies. The tarantula becomes a zombie, literally a zombie, and then the egg hatches and eats its way out of the fucking spider. It's horrifying. The insect world is fucking horrifying.
Mother Nature.
Yeah, there's some scary shit that goes on. Parasites.
Yeah.
Parasite. And thoughts can be parasites. Just like politically correct far left jargon can become parasitic.
Well, you would probably appreciate this more than most, but my good friend Joel Osborne lives in Australia, and he's made me privy to the vast array of dangerous species that exist in Australia.
I can go through
that
them all.
you could literally die on any given day. You could get fucking donkey kicked by a kangaroo.
Oh, yeah.
At any moment.
A box jellyfish will fuck you up. You know about the box jellyfish?
No.
Hey, Bryan, I'm afraid of that cobra. Oh, okay. Well, I got a box jellyfish here. So you're going to go into cardiac arrest almost immediately. You go into shock.
How big is it?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. If you come into contact with those tentacles when you're swimming,
Yeah.
you can die.
You're done.
Probably. Or you're gonna drown because you'll go into.
So it stings you and it instantly
it's insanely poisonous.
goes through your bloodstream.
Then there's the blue octopus, I believe, which might be the most poisonous. I don't know if they're in Australia, but you've got salties.
But it's got a set of teeth within the bulbous head.
You've got salties. You've got
Salties?
You've got saltwater crocodiles. You've got what is it? The wandering spider, the banana spider. What are they? The most poisonous spider in the world in Australia with giant fucking fangs.
How do you know all this?
I know all this
How
stuff.
do you know all this?
'Cause-
Can you honestly tell me, do you?
There you go.
Do you?
The Brazilian wandering spider. But where's the one from Australia? The funnel
Just
web. The
tell
funnel
me,
web spider.
how do you know all this shit?
Yeah,
How do you know
Australian
these
funnel
animal
web spider.
facts?
I don't know. I just remember a lot of things. I just remember weird shit. But and then you got the tiger snake and you got the brown snake of Australia. Enjoy that shit because they're aggressive as fuck. So when you're playing golf and your ball's in the rough, we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna leave it there. Because if a brown or a tiger snake bites you,
Yeah.
you got no time. You got very little time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're big and they're aggressive.
Oh, they're aggressive, so they're not the one that is more scared of you than you are of them.
Nasty.
They're fucking with you.
They can bite you because they're territorial. So don't step around. Don't be kicking around for your fucking ball. All right, you lost it. You lost it. Now belongs to the snakes.
Okay. Okay. I get it.
Yeah, and then we got the great whites in Australia, don't we?
Snake? Or you mean shark? Okay,
We
yeah.
got
I
the
thought you
Great
meant.
Barrier Reef. We got the great whites.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of shit in Australia. You don't want to.
Which they're making a comeback on the East Coast.
Yeah, they
from
are.
what I heard, because of warmer waters.
Yeah, and I think seal populations are growing too. So the more seals there are, the more.
That's where they'll be.
Now, what's interesting is that-
Turtles in Hawaii.
Yep.
When you go swim with the turtles,
Swim
you
with
think, "Oh my God, this is exciting! I'm swimming with the turtles." And then the tour guide said, "Do you know what eats those?"
Tiger sharks.
They said, "So anytime you see a turtle just swimming away, you should not be swimming with the turtle.
Yeah.
Stay the fuck away from it."
Is that what he said?
Oh yeah.
Because I followed a turtle for a while.
Every time I've been to Hawaii, I've snorkeled, and I've ended up spending like 45 minutes with a turtle, swimming, just following it. Hanama Bay, my favorite place to go in Hawaii. And that time that guy told me that, I was like, oh, fuck, okay, well, that's not happening anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it reminds me of Argus Hamilton's old joke when he saw a shark coming at him. He said, do you know that adrenaline is brown?
It's so true, man. That shit is fucking terrifying. Yeah, I don't want to be eaten by an animal.
Oh, God, that'd be the worst. The grizzly man. Do you ever see that doc?
Sure did. You don't want to be... The problem with grizzlies, well, they're animals that you can choose to die from. Here a couple.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, a crocodile might be very quick because they're going to grab you and they're going to roll.
Spin you.
And you're going to fucking drown. Okay?
Yeah.
So you're going to drown. It's going to suck, but it's not going to be... It's terrifying, but I think you go into shock. You're like, oh, I'm dead now. But if you get attacked by a grizzly, they're going to eat your leg and ass first. They'll just start eating you.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
It's a big problem.
Yeah. Now you know, did I talk about the fact that I talked about hawk hunting, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the hawk will start eating its prey while it's still alive. It's fucking horrible. You know, when they're hunting with hawks, they keep catching snakes in the summer. Mm-hmm. They're like, dude, you got to stop catching snakes. We're hunting rabbits and squirrel. And a hawk is like, I don't care.
Yeah, this is what I do.
Yeah,
I'm a hawk.
Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah. But you don't want to be killed by a bear. I think a big cat's fine because a big cat grabs you about the throat, and it's got, and believe it or not, are you ready for this? It's
I have no choice.
It's teeth. It's canines or whatever they call it. Yeah. It's fangs. I don't know. It's incisors. They have I guess it's a nerve where they can sense where your jugular is. So they keep adjusting their bite until they get on the pulsing vein. And so you die pretty fucking quick.
That's crazy because there have been times where I've inserted myself into a butthole thinking it was a vagine.
A vagine.
And I've been doing it for a while. And you think by now I would know which hole is which, but no idea.
Your boinger doesn't have the sensitivity that a lion's incisor does. Is incisor, what do you call a lion's tooth? A fang.
Can I just say that boinger could be the worst word for a dick but
you're the one who said that.
I never said boiner.
You say when you pull it out, it goes boing.
My favorite word
incisors, the smallest teeth at the front of the tooth, and that's an incisor. I'm wrong. Oh no, I was right. Lions have 3 types of teeth. Incisors, the smallest teeth at the front of the mouth, are used for grabbing and tearing teeth, so that's not it.
Jesus.
Canines, okay, the 4 largest teeth, so it's canines. It's funny because I'm thinking canine is dog, but okay. Yeah.
Does Richard Attenborough just talk to you at night in your sleep?
He does, and always the lions. Lions are the true kings of the jungle.
So here's what's going to happen, okay? That lion's going to come up and bite you, right, Richard?
I've been around them for a long time, and they're going to bite you if I so tell them.
That is really good, man.
I know.
Have you done that before?
No.
No, it's really great, dude.
Thanks, buddy. Whoa. Are we having dinner tonight or no?
I don't know. I do need to address this. This is under construction.
Oh, sorry.
That's why this is here. This is not,
We're getting a big and hungry logo.
The set is being worked on.
We use the same logo for Conspiracy Social Club. Same office, but I'm going to change that up.
Again, this set looks like we're 2 husbands at Pottery Barn waiting for our wives to get finished.
That's
I think we need to,
yeah. I'm getting those. I might get those catcher mitt chairs. We're going to make some changes.
Okay.
And it's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Fuck. That's why I've never used that word. That's why I know I'm 54. Those shoes
I don't use that
dope.
word. I can't.
No, we're
even
not.
like when people are like, "Oh, I love that new song by Timbaland." I'm like, I can't say Timbaland.
No,
I have to say Timberland. I have to. Those words have an R. I'll enunciate the R. I had a great bit for Roy Wood Jr. and he never used it, where it was always like, how black people urban, they'll just drop the R, and all this stuff. And I said the only time you'll actually use an R in a word is officer.
That's so true. That's so fucking true. Officer.
Yeah.
There are things at our age you can't do, and there are a lot of things, but one of them is you can't really wear tank tops or have sleeveless
You could wear a
shirts.
tank top.
No, sleeveless shirt or tank top. There's zero reason. Wear a fucking t-shirt. We don't need to see your...
Unless you're tatted. You got to show off the art
Even
gallery.
then.
I get it.
Even then.
Yeah.
Unless if
I'm
you're
not a fan
young
of
and
it.
you're beautiful
Yeah.
and you have a body like that, then you can, let's see good looking guys in tank tops. I just want your
Well,
search
it's just
history
going
to
to
look
bring
gay.
up NBA.
Oh yeah. Hot guys in in Lion's Tooth. Hot guys in tank tops. That's my search history.
Here
Yeah,
we
these
go.
are young dudes. Oh, look at that. Actually, that girl's great. Now these guys are fucking donuts. Oh, hey man, hey bro, take it easy. I'm not gay. It says. No, dude.
He's wet too. Look at him. He's wet. He's so wet. And there's sun out. Look, his schwanz is showing.
You're
schwanz.
you're so brown and fucking
He's
wet.
so brown.
Oh, that
He's
guy.
so relaxed.
Yeah, there you go.
He's so relaxed.
There you go, bro. What's with that shirt, man? Everything else was in the laundry. I couldn't help it. The mesh.
Mesh.
The fucking
no.
mesh is
Just get some
dope.
boy shorts and roller skates and call it a
I
day.
can see your tats. See your tats. If I was built like that, I'd be tempted to be a dick and wear that stuff.
I'd go everywhere shirtless. Look at that.
Yeah.
I would ride. I would go everywhere horseback.
That's the Batman suit right there.
Yeah, that's the Batman suit.
Yeah, I would never
I'm
wear
glad
that.
I have like decent nipples. There's nothing worse than
Big nips.
big old fucking pepperoni nips.
That guy's too roided out. See that? See the veins and all
Yeah.
the stupid delts, and that's just a
That's what I was going to say. That's why I don't go to the gym, because it's like I don't want to end up like that.
Oh, come on, man. I love when people say that. And then I got to buy new suits.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, it's just like who needs that?
Yeah. All right, let's take that off. There's Steve Bird. Where are you going to be? Let's see where you're.
Same thing. I'm going to be at the Atlanta Punchline first week of March. Vulcan Gas Company in Austin, Texas, March 19th through the 20th. And then April at the Comedy Zone, first week of April in Port Charlotte, Florida.
I will be in Jackson, Florida, March 4, 5, and 6, Comedy Zone. And then Omaha, Nebraska, Funny Bone, March 11, 12, 13. Sorry, I just get so
Dude,
aggressive.
that is so dope.
Dude, yeah. And the other thing at our age is you can't be that into shoes. You can't care about shoes that much. They should be comfortable and they should be whatever. Now these are Adidas, and they are and they're just on there. I've decided I might retire them because they make me.
Is that how they're pronounced in the UK? Adidas? Because
No, I just say that.
but they're pronounced differently over in England.
That's how that's how the Italians and people say Adidas.
But here it's Adidas.
Look that up.
But-
Adidas. Adidas. It drives me crazy the way Americans say like Pakistan.
Well, even Ralph
Afghanistan.
Lauren. It's Ralph Lauren.
It's Ralph Lauren. It's
Yeah.
not Ralph Lauren, although I say Ralph Lauren.
You do?
How do they say it where?
In Italy. You know,
How would that come up?
because you're
They
wearing,
do say Adidas.
yeah, Adidas.
They do? Okay.
Told you. That's because I grew up overseas. Adidas, and as a kid, I remember when they said the best shoes are Adidas, and I was like, all right, Adidas.
You're a few years away though from getting some comfortable orthopedics, correct?
You know, Steve. I mean, God damn it!
Well, you park in the blue parking spot. I don't know what
Bro,
that means.
I live
What?
close
What
to
happened?
the bone, and I use my body. I use my body as a tool to get from point A to point B,
Yeah.
or to get through a motherfucker.
Right.
Who's in my way. Now you're gonna get some nicks and some bruises. You're gonna get some nicks. You might even get a couple bone spurs.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
Now I'm not a big man, not a strong man, so I gotta be crafty and reach into my fucking hat. But luckily, in the bottom of my hat, I got a fucking ton of tricks. Right? Yeah, I got a ton of tricks.
Okay.
So I never gotten down to my last trick because I didn't have to. But it's down there. It's down there.
Yeah.
Right? It's down there. If I'm on a plane and there's a situation going down and I got to save everybody, I got a big bag of tricks. Not saying what is going to happen. Not saying I'll reach down there. But if I got to reach down, if I got to get to my last trick, my guess is we're going to land. Safe.
You want the headliner?
Yeah.
But I know sometimes just the pink spoon is enough. That was just a sample.
That's just a sample,
It's
bro.
just a taste.
I
let you wet your beak.
I dished
And
up
that's
an
it.
appetizer.
Yeah.
I would like that. I'd like to fucking go pop, 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 and just a guy's in a bloody heap, and I want to look at him and go, that was a love tap. That was a love tap.
Well, I think there's 2-hour specials I'd love to see from you. One is Petting Zoo, and the other is Pink Spoon.
Pink Spoon's good. Pink Spoon's good.
Just a taste.
I come from a generation, I don't know if you do, I was in Greece, and I was probably 8.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the teacher picked a kid up by the belt of his pant. And I couldn't believe his strength as my teacher, Mr. Spiro, who we loved. And he smacked the kid on the ass. Back then, you could hit kids.
Just picked him up like backwards.
He picked him up and went whack right on the ass.
Yeah.
And it was so shocking. The kid was like, and we were all like, and he goes,
Well,
that was a love tap. And I was like, the violence of it. I was like, oh,
nowadays in the education system with teachers, that's considered foreplay, though. It really is.
Steve, that's considered a lawsuit.
I didn't mean to do that.
You're not allowed to hit kids, but some cultures you still are.
You still got it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
What else? You watched any sports? Huh? Any sports?
I mean, you might as well have just asked me about the weather. You sounded so unenthused. You sound like you're sitting in the middle seat of a Southwest flight and you're trying to make nice. You're just trying to make nice.
Yeah, I did that on the way to Nashville.
Oh no, there's nothing. You got boarding group C?
Yes, I did.
You don't check in early enough.
I don't. And I always do, but I'm not a flyer on Southwest.
Yeah.
So I was naive and I came in there empty-handed. Yeah, and they were like, I'm a platinum flyer on American. So
yeah.
Are you executive platinum?
Come on, you know me.
Dude, you're always first class on American,
You know me.
Fuck, bro. Yeah. All right. You got to fly through Dallas Fort Worth a lot, though.
A lot.
That's a bitch.
It's not fun.
I like direct.
Getting on that fucking tram.
No, I like direct, brother. I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
That to me kills me. I'd rather fly Spirit straight, and I've done it.
Things can change for you.
Yeah.
If you move to a little city, shining
Nashville.
city in the hill. Yeah, called Nashville.
Well, also
Tennessee.
I'd be able to drive
direct
to a lot of gigs. That's very attractive to me.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a whole situation. That's a whole
We'll figure it out, yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. In the meantime, you're here till Sunday.
Yeah.
And you snowed in? What's going on?
Snowed in.
So you can't get a
Completely
flight?
Snowed in. We're supposed to leave Monday.
Yeah.
Snowed in. Tuesday, snowed in. Wednesday,
Yeah.
our flight on Thursday got canceled.
Wow.
So we got booked, and today's, Wednesday. So in the future, whenever this is. But, and then Friday, I have a corporate Zoom I have to do.
I'm excited because your kids get to stay with us.
Yes.
I love that. And I'm going to bring my kids over today.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
Yes. So they'll all play. Now,
Good.
my kid's a little older, but it'll be great.
Yeah.
My son's 9. Your daughter's 8.
8, yeah.
And then my daughter's 12.
Yeah.
So she's the big girl. She'll babysit.
A friend of mine, I won't say who, but you would appreciate this. His son is around the same age as my daughter, maybe a year younger. I think a year younger. And we're at his daughter's birthday party. And he's across the room and he's holding his son in his arms. And I'm across the room and I'm holding my daughter in my arms. And we're both talking to different people and we look at each other and we just kind of head pump. And he looks at his son and looks at my daughter, looks at his son, looks at his daughter, looks at his son and looks at my daughter. And I'm looking at him like, and he's looking at my daughter and then he's looking back at his son and he just winks at me like this. And I go, dude, don't even. He's like, it's going to happen. I was like, don't even. He goes,
hey, bro, it's called an arranged marriage. Yeah, it's an arranged
like, come
marriage.
on, man.
Yeah. And then you go, my son dates younger chicks. Yeah. I know guys who are in their 50s. I find it very weird when a guy's in his 50s and he's divorced and he shows up with a 20-year-old or a 21-year-old, and she's usually from another country.
Usually Russian.
Yeah, and you're
Eastern
like,
Bloc.
oh man, come on, bro.
Yeah.
If they're Russian,
she got an album coming
if
out.
they're
soon. You guys
Russian
are
by
gonna
the
love
time
her.
they're 21, they've lived 40 years though. They've had a tough one.
That's true.
So then they usually have like 3 degrees. Like there's something about a 21-year-old Russian woman. Like there's no nonsense with them. They don't smile.
No.
They're just like, hi, how are you? You know, they're very direct.
It's
like I
cold.
appreciate
Pee
that.
on me.
Poland, Hungary, Bulgaria, Russia.
Not warm people.
Well, you have to get to know them. When you get to know them,
Jovial
they're
with a few
fantastic.
drinks. Yeah. But there's a hardenness to them.
You don't just smile because, you know, it makes in their culture, you look like a fool.
Right.
And plus their history has been fucking hard. Oh my God. The Russians in the 20th century, that whole part of the Eastern Europe, they have gone through it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Marxism. Thank you, left-wing ideology, but also weather, and also invasion, and also war, and also Nazis, and also all the stuff that Russia had to endure.
Poverty. An immense amount of poverty.
Man. I mean, just
Russia.
everything. Political oppression, you name it. Well, they had to go through a guy named Stalin.
Yep.
That was a good time.
And a little gentleman named from Philadelphia named Rocky Balboa.
No, Steve, yes.
Right.
I mean,
That's
yes,
history,
and I'm glad you
Brian.
brought that up.
It's history. There's a statue of him.
I know, Steve, but he's a fake boxer.
Man,
God
I
damn
don't
it.
know about that, Brian. There's quite a lot of footage of him out there in the world, and people take pictures of his statue every day. He's an American hero.
He's a hero.
Yeah.
I've been in his office when the man has read from the script of Rocky.
And he
that was
looks
a big deal.
he looks just like a guy named John Rambo.
He does look like a guy
Who
named
again
John
is
Rambo.
a lone wolf and an American assassin, and he will fuck you up.
He's a barrel-chested guy. And one of the things I loved about the first Rambo, and it's phenomenal, is he was being hosed down.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great fucking movie. And he
I remember I
rewrote
walked
that movie.
when I walked in your place, you were masturbating to that scene.
Well, and you call it masturbating, I call it cleaning it. I was cleaning it.
You were cleaning your gun?
I was cleaning my gun, is what I was doing.
Oh, it went off.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm cleaning my gun. Hope it doesn't go off. Usually does, though. 'Cause she got a hair trigger. Like, Brian, why does your dick have a feminine pronoun? And I'm like, because it's a free country, motherfucker.
You treat it like a boat.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, yeah. And he gets the hose turned on him in the shower. And when we were younger, we went, that dude's built like a motherfucker.
Rocky IV, that's when, when he was in the ring and took his shirt off, that's when I was like, there's something different about that. Even as a kid, there's something different
Demolition
about that guy.
Man is where I saw it. I went, dude, he was doing all the juice.
All kinds of junk. Dude, Daniel Craig in Casino Royale. Do you remember that movie? The first James Bond, when he was the new James Bond?
That's a natural.
He got out of the water. As a man, I was like, I'm either going to the gym or just call it a day, because that's a perfect specimen.
Well, he takes your girl, right?
Takes your girl, right?
You bringing that up right now? Daniel Craig?
Coming out of the water in Casino Royale.
Coming out of the water. And
That's
then,
as
and
great
then I
to
want
me
to see.
as-
I want to see fucking. I want to see Stallone in First Blood. The movie was First fucking Blood.
There
Yeah,
he is,
he's
look at that.
built. He's got a natural physique. That
Yeah.
guy's naturally built like a brick shithouse. That's a dude who fucking does his weightlifting. He's an athletic dude, man. He's a stud.
Yeah. Good for him. Good for him.
I don't have that body, and no
Ripped,
matter what I do,
talented,
I look like I
big
fucking.
dong.
I look
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I drive a Saturn.
I look like
Fuck
I
off.
have dad bod.
You have dad. You're in great shape. What are you talking
I got
about?
shit. I got nothing.
What are you talking about?
Look at him there. Look at him. Well, Rambo, he was phenomenal with the long hair. By the way, the motherfucker did all his own horse stunts in Rambo 3.
Dude, just stop with that. Jackie Chan's the greatest.
Yes, but
all
Stallone is
time
an
in terms
expert
of-
horseback rider, a
And Tom
professional,
Cruise is right there.
professional level horseback rider.
Well, so is any guy
Go
that
to
did
the
a Western.
far
John
one
Wayne
there
did
where
all
he's
his own
young,
horse
where,
work.
with the hair and the bandana. You gotta love him. You gotta love him in that. No,
Can you bring up Little Hercules? I want to see what that dude looked like.
look at him. Look at him. He was jacked, dude. Say what you will. Stallone was fucking jacked.
He still is.
Yeah.
Can you show me Little Hercules? I saw an advert the other day of like what Little Hercules looks like now. Do you remember that dude? Little Hercules, he was 5 and he was yoked.
I do. What does he look
And
like
I didn't click
now?
on it. I wanted to.
Did he not blossom into? He was sick.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Go to your room.
He was.
Fuck you, Dad. Okay.
Look at how muscular he was. Is that him now?
Oh no, that's him now.
Maybe.
He's just kind of average, huh? Yeah, that's him.
He's a regular guy.
Oh, all right.
Wow, that's interesting.
Hard to sustain that.
I wonder what he was doing there.
Well, obviously
He was weightlifting?
He's on the Steve Byrne plan, I think, these days.
That's so interesting. And then he became that. And maybe stopped working out. The world's most muscular kid? That's not good. None of that stuff is good. All right. Wow, that's...
Well...
I don't like seeing... sometimes you see when you're 54, you'll see people that have aged really well, and then people that have aged like... You're just shocked.
You've aged incredibly well. To me, as a friend, being completely blunt and honest, I think you look like friends of mine in their late 30s, early 40s.
You hear that, Anthony?
That's what I would...
I'll fucking take
If I
it.
didn't know you, that's what I would guess.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I don't know if that's true, but I like it.
I'm telling you. I would tell you.
Have you seen any good movies lately? Good.
No.
All right.
You?
Either have I. I don't get moved by movies anymore.
The opening act.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Which I will have news about the opening act coming very soon.
Really?
But if you do want to see it, it is out on Amazon, iTunes, Redbox, all that stuff. You can rent it for $3, and it's the fucking best film about stand-up comedy.
Look at you wearing your fucking mask on your wrist.
So I don't lose it. I've lost so many, and now it's like I got to keep it there.
They're like sunglasses.
Or an umbrella.
All right. Well,
we did it.
All right, buddy. We did it. Another day, another podcast.
Yes, sir.
Come see us. Come see me. March 4, 5, and 6, Jacksonville, Florida. March 11, 12, 13, Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah.
I already said it. Just follow me.